What up, y'all? It's the kid, BigBossFabo, FortWorthFabian. I'm back with a video for the channel. Actually doing a reaction to Jumpsuit Pablo, man. I actually found this content creator or this YouTuber like today, bro, and I seen all the videos he had posted about Alex Murdaugh and the Murdaugh case. So he been going viral with these videos, bro. That just kind of shows you the kind of media attention and focus that was over this case, bro. This case literally was going viral on every platform, bro. Just the insight to the case, the story. So I'm definitely interested to see kind of what he has to say about this video. This happened to Alex Murdaugh, his first day in prison. You know what I'm saying? He actually did another, I think he did another video to where who actually Buster had called collect or whatever he did. Buster had made a call to his dad and talking about what his life is like outside. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere he goes, he gets shamed, he gets called names, you know, he's threatened for his life, all type of stuff. So hey, I think that's just what comes with being a part of this family. At this point in time, I think you can't really show face anywhere, to be honest with you. And even if you're not susceptible or you weren't even accessory to the crime, I believe that no matter where he goes, it's just, you know, you guilty by association, bro. Like, it's just bad business. So I don't know what companies are hiring him. I don't know what job he's working. It's like, you pretty much, I don't know how he would really support himself. Let's see, like a trust fund baby or something like that, because I would imagine every employer would not want to be associated with anything Murdaugh. So I don't know, bruh. He needs to start his own business. That's what he need to do. All right, we're going to hop into this reaction, man. Let's see what he got to say.
He is in the Kirkland. Alex Murdaugh is currently serving 2 life sentences in the South Carolina Department of Corrections. To be more specific, he is in the Kirkland Correctional Institution, where he will be for several weeks undergoing an evaluation before they decide what prison yard within the state they want him to go to. I myself have done 10 years in the same South Carolina Department of Corrections. I've been to multiple prisons within the state, and Kirkland Correctional Institution, where Alec currently is, I've actually been there twice. So it is a bit different.
Damn, buddy was living well. Bro had that commissary, you know what I'm saying? They sending that, you know what I'm saying? Buddy was eating fine. What do they also call that thing? JPay. Send that boy to JPay.
Carolina Department of Corrections. I've been to multiple prisons within the state, and Kirkland Correctional Institution, where Alec currently is, I've actually been there twice. So it is a bit different when you get there compared to getting to other yards within the state. And I just want to give you a little insight as to what happens when you get there. This is not just...
I thought he was about to say he's going to give us insight into what crimes he committed and how he ended up there. Like, damn, bro, you've been there twice already? Damn.
For Alex Murdaugh, but this is for any inmate who gets there. And just go into the process, because there are a lot of interesting things that happen. And I haven't seen this covered by anyone else, probably because no one else who's covering this has actually been to that prison before. So, the first...
Salute to this dude. He remind me of, what's homeboy name? Lockdown 23 and 1, bro. Look up Lockdown 23 and 1. It's a channel based off of a past or ex-inmate who spent, I don't know, 5 years in prison, and his whole content, his whole channel is based on different jail experiences, different prison experiences. He interviews people on their experiences. He gives you educated game. If you got pretty much a bed to sit down on type shit, like, he gives you the game, how to move in prison.
First thing that will have happened to Alex Murdaugh is about 5 a.m. the prison bus will have come to his county jail to pick him and any other inmates who are scheduled to go to state prison that day. They'll pick them up and put them on the bus. Now, if there's an inmate like Alex Murdaugh who needs to be separated from the other inmates, there is a cage at the very back of the bus, much like a cop car has that cage screen, and there will be a door where they'll open it and put that inmate in the back and lock that so that he is still isolated in some sense from the other inmates. They will go around to the surrounding county jails and pick up anyone else who is scheduled to go to prison that day, and they will all go to the nearest prison in that county. Once they get to that prison, it's more of like a quick refresher stop. They'll let everyone use the bathroom. The guards and the bus driver will use the bathroom. They are also given maybe a bag lunch just to hold them over, because it has taken several hours to do all this.
Nah.
But also what happens there...
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I was locked up, I ain't do no big bid or nothing like that. I went to county, though. And I'm being transparent. I ain't gonna be on here trying to lie, nothing like that, bro. But when I had went to county, I didn't eat anything, bro. Before I saw the judge, I don't even know. I don't even know how long I was in there. I was in there. I got transferred. They expected me to spend a whole weekend out there. Like, it was on some petty shit, bro. But anyways, they had given me sandwiches. I was not eating that, bro. The Wonder Bread sandwiches, no siree.
Everyone gets their head shaved. Everyone. I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of questions and speculation on, why did Alex Murdaugh get his head shaved? Is he trying to look more intimidating? Is he maybe trying to join a gang? No. That's standard procedure. When you first come into state prison, they're going to shave your head with the clippers. After that, you're only allowed to grow your hair about an inch in length, and then they'll require you to cut it again. Now, the reason they do this is for hygiene purposes and to eliminate the risk of lice and lice being carried and spread throughout the prisons. Okay, so that's why he has his head shaved. After that, everyone's loaded back onto the bus, and eventually they all arrive at Kirkland Correctional Institution. Everyone has to go to Kirkland Correctional Institution in South Carolina. That's the first place everyone goes. And as soon as you walk into the building, especially for someone who's never been to prison before at all, this part is a bit of a shocker, and I feel like it's specifically meant to sort of break new inmates into the prison system.
Are you going to fold?
What they do,
will you fold, my boy?
You're still in your normal regular clothes that you went to the county jail with. They bring you in and put you in a room. One by one, of course, you're called to get your fingerprints taken and to get your prison mugshot taken for your ID card and for their system.
No, gonna get
After that, once everyone's finished doing that, they wheel in this big TV. And they play a DVD, and it's a DVD about what is called the Prison Rape Elimination Act. And it basically explains to you the dangers of prison rape and how to discreetly report them if it happens to you. And you can imagine when you're a new inmate, never been here before, don't know what to expect, and the first thing they do is show you that video. It really puts you into reality of where you're at and what your new life is going to be for the next however long you're going to be in there. And in his case, maybe the rest of his life. Once everyone has watched that video, they'll bring you out of the room along with your whole group. That is usually about 10 to 15 other inmates. They'll line you up on a wall, and they will make everyone strip search right there in front of one another. Now, I will say from my 10-year experience, that is the only time I've ever or seen anyone else ever have to strip search in front of another inmate. Which is, again, that's why I feel like it's more meant to shock you and break you into the system. So you do strip search right there in front of everyone. Everyone takes off all their clothes, and they also make you turn around, and they tell you to do something called a squat and cough. And of course, that means you squat
man, hold your nuts,
and
boy.
you cough twice.
Cough, man. They want to make sure you ain't got nothing in your booty hole. You cough, that shit gonna fall right out, my boy.
And what they do is when you squat, they will look as you cough to kind of check that you have nothing hidden up in that area. So it's a bit humiliating, especially when it's your first time doing it. You do get used to it after a while, but maybe not ever fully used to.
Bro, they do that at county jail. They don't just do that at state prison.
After everyone has been strip searched, you are not dressed right away. They actually make you go in maybe about 3 to 4 inmates at a time, and you will take a shower. And again, this is the only time in my prison experience that I have ever or seen anyone else ever have to take a shower with other inmates. Usually you're isolated by yourself any other time. So it just goes back to me thinking it's really just to break you in. But it's a heck of a process to go through when you've never been through it and you don't know what to expect. Now, from there, for a little while, it's just more of your usual process, very uneventful, very boring. You meet and you give your information to someone putting it in a computer. You're given your essentials like tube socks, boxers, some very low quality hygiene products, an envelope, things like that, all in a little bag. You'll also get a state-issued cup, a very small cup, and a spork, a plastic spork. That's all you have the entire time you are there on Kirkland Yard to eat. Okay, and it's a funny thing about that because they're so strict on that yard compared to other yards. If you're caught talking in the cafeteria, to another inmate or to anyone at all. They need complete silence. They make you be completely quiet. And if you're caught talking, if they even think you're talking, they will make you stand up. They will make you dump your whole, you may have just started eating, may have just sat down. You might sit down and say, oh, hey, how you doing today, fellas? Hey, they catch you. They're going to make you stand up and dump your whole tray in the trash, and you will have to go stand outside while everyone else eats until your whole building is done, and you don't get to eat for that meal. You can try it again next meal, or if that's the last meal of the day, you can try again tomorrow at breakfast. If they catch you talking in line to or from the cafeteria, what they'll do is take your cup and your spork, and I have seen officers, I'm sure some maybe just confiscate it, but I have seen several officers take these cups and sporks and throw them on top of the roof of the cafeteria, and you don't get another one the whole time you're there, which leads to...
So you got to keep the same spork and cup. If you were there for 5 years, you got to keep that for 5 years, bro. I'm about to say, what? I was finna say something else, and I completely lost my train of thought. But this is wild, though. I wonder how long, what his bids were. You know what I mean? Because, like, bruh, nobody wants to be in a cement box or wherever they put you, in a cell. That's how you really lose your mind. I can't fathom people who spend decades in prison. It's like you really lost your life. Like you just sit there all day. I mean, of course you probably get, locked down 23-1. 23 hours you locked down. You get 1 hour to go out.
It's not uncommon to see some inmates who have been there a while and have unfortunately had their cup and spork taken. They'll be eating corn, rice, grits in the morning. They're shoveling it in their mouth with their ID card, kind of like a driver's license, but their state prison ID card, eating with their ID cards. Other than that, by the afternoon, he will be in his cell. Usually you're in there with 2 to 3 other inmates. It's a very small cell. I bet your bathroom at home is bigger than this cell. But as for Alec Murdaugh's case, I don't believe he's in there with anyone. He is on administrative segregation, so he would be kept by himself in that cell. So, some might prefer that, but a lot wouldn't. I guess that's a personal preference. But for me, it does make it more difficult when, I'm in this cell alone with nothing but my thoughts. Maybe you don't want to be with another person in there, but after a while, it is nice when you can have someone in there just to talk to about trade stories. You got to pass the time somehow. It's pretty difficult.
That's the thing, bro. You just lose your mind in prison, in jail, wherever. How long you got to sit down, even in county jail, bro? You got to do a year in county or something like that, bro. 6 months in county, I don't even know, 3 months. It'll get to you. I had a lot of situations where I said a lot. Well, I had a situation, I ain't really trying to go into too much detail, to where, like, basically, I was about, what's it called? They call it GP, was like general population. I had this one time where they was about to put me in GP and Tarrant, right? And this was back in the day, my young rambunctious days, bro. They was about to put me in GP in Tarrant County Jail. And as soon as I got up to processing, bro, they're like, oh, they said your bond has been posted. Come back around, bro. I was like, damn. I was getting ready to hoop and everything, bro. They had the basketball court. People was playing out there. But I already know. I get a lot of this information from, like I mentioned, Lockdown 23-1, that channel I tune into. But they call it TOH. That's what they call it in Florida. Shout out to 1090 Jake too. TOH is test the heart. Basically, you got to fight. You got to show that you're really about something. You can't walk into county jail and you think that you won't get tested. A lot of people with gang affiliation and association there, people will try you. But I was ready at that point in time. I already knew I was walking into GP, understanding that I was more than likely going to have a TOH. I saw people hooping. I saw people, setting up their bunks and all type of stuff. As soon as me and this other dude showed up, it was this white boy from California, blonde hair, blue eyes, man. But this dude was savage. It's funny how he's talking about stories. Me and him was trading stories. He was telling me about what he was doing, how he had moved from he moved out to California started hustling, but he was doing some. I'm not even gonna spill his business. He thought he was doing some crazy stuff, bro. But got caught up. But pretty much the whole population was eyeing us as we walked in, like, okay, we got some fresh meat type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I already knew walking into there, I was gonna have to prove myself, bro. I was gonna have to do something. I was gonna have to pretty much, if somebody tried me, I wasn't gonna back down. You know what I mean? And that's things you learn from these channels of people who have been to prison. Once you get tested, bro, you gotta fight. You gotta fight, bro. You gotta retaliate. You gotta do something. Because once they see that sign of weakness, it's OVA. It's over with.
For me to be in isolation. So I imagine it's difficult for him. You are locked down, whether it's him or any other inmate, it doesn't matter. You are locked down 23 hours a day.
Facts.
At Kirkland Correctional Institution.
23 and
the
1
hour
my boy.
you do come out, it's not like you come out for a full hour. It's broken down into sections. Really, your coming out time is to go to breakfast, to go to lunch, and to go to dinner. And on weekends, you only get 2 meals. You'll get breakfast and you'll get dinner.
But y'all don't get recess?
Other than that, you're not coming out of the cell. So all that adds up to the hour that you come out. So you're really not coming out at all except to eat, which you're not allowed to talk. To there, from there, or during. So it gets lonely, and it can get lonely quick, especially for Alex Murdaugh, who is by himself in that cell. You do get to come out and shower Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But this, you're not in there in a bubble bath with candles lit, reading your favorite novel. This is a 5-minute max shower, and they will come around and make sure hey, you're 5 minutes up. You need to get back in there, back in your cell. So very limited time outside of that cell for him, and that's the way it is at Kirkland your entire stay until they're done with your evaluation. What they mean by evaluation is they're looking at your charges, what your sentence was, looking if you've ever been to prison before, which of course he hasn't, but they take that into effect. What happened when you were here before? Did you join a gang? Are you in a gang? They use all that to kind of decide what yard they want to place you on. Also, they'll run tests, not very thorough tests, but they'll run tests, on your mental health, your medical health. Do you have heart problems? Do you take medication? Things like that.
You got diabetes.
Just the basics, and they use all that information to kind of decide where is the best ideal place for them to put you.
The hole.
So that usually takes about 30 days to do, and once they decide that, you will be transferred to that yard. And that's your stay at Kirkland and what it consists of.
Damn. He kind of pretty much broke it down pretty thoroughly. Like he mentioned, I agree. Alex Murdaugh is not going to be in GP, bro. Think about it. Like, people want to do harm to that young man, to that old man. Yeah. You always hear these kind of stories about when people go to prison. It's like, you're talking about like rapists, people who murder like kids, people who murder women, elderly women. They have the worst time in prison, bro. Because people gonna find out one way or another what you did. And once they find it out, that's when people try to test you. They try to try you. They try to see what you really about or what you in here for. And it's like different things can occur. So if a dude, 9 times out of 10, when they find a rapist or like a child molester or something like that, just the most gruesome crimes committed, like pedophile acts and stuff like that to children, women and children, or even elderly folks, they get handled in prison. So I'm not sure, I'm not saying that Alex Murdaugh case really relates to that. I mean, he killed his son. He killed his wife, but, it's typically when inmates have empathy for the victims, where it's like a kid, a little girl, somebody's mom, somebody's grandma, to where like, bro, they try to pretty much, they try to test you. Like, oh, you think you tough. You did all that to that old lady. Do that to me. You've seen countless stories, countless movies to where these type of things happen, but let me know y'all's thoughts on this one in the comment section below. Let me know if y'all want me to do more Alex Murdaugh content. I can do that, but just comment down below, man. Peace, love, prosperity. Catch you guys in the next video.